Oh, the light is good. Hi, everybody. This is Irene Doniger, also known as the Laughter Lady or the Laughing McGeed. A McGeed is a storyteller. Last night, I introduced you to the principles of good-hearted living, and we talked about compliments, not just giving them, but also getting them and taking them in, breathing them in and believing the compliments, even looking in the mirror in the morning and at night, and saying something nice about ourselves. That's what a compliment is. It's saying something nice. So tonight we move to part two. Part two is flexibility. And as it happens, the way Steve Wilson wrote out these principles of good-hearted living go Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and weekends. Monday is compliments. Started on Monday. Today, Tuesday, is flexibility. What is flexibility? Flexibility is breaking out of a rigid rut of doing something the same way over and over again. Hi, thanks for joining. Flexibility is also learning how to do things differently than you were doing them before. Thank you for the hearts. Purple, one of my favorite colors. So, I have a short story I'd like to tell you about flexibility. Yes, are you flexible or not? Me, I think I'm getting to be more flexible. I'm sitting in my kitchen, as you can see. You can see my sink and cabinets behind me. It's flexibility for me not to have a perfect setting in back of me as well. You have to know. I was doing a program on stress relief by laughter for a group of people who had been long-term unemployed and were having problems with depression. In the course of doing the laughter exercises, I spoke about these principles of good-hearted living. So, thanks, Nat. That's Nate. Thanks, Nate. So, in the course of doing this, we talked about flexibility, meaning not saying no just because you always say no, not doing something just because it's the way you always do it. We talked about flexibility being the ability to change your mindset, to be open to hearing new ways of doing things that you may not have done them before, and enjoying doing that. Taking the leap, making a change. For me, being on Periscope is taking a leap and making a change. Scary. Well, 2 days after I did that workshop, a gentleman called me. He was 50-something years old, and he said, I want to thank you for talking to us, hi Sarah, about flexibility. He said, your program was wonderful. I left feeling much better. I've been telling myself compliments in the mirror, and I am starting and ending my day better. But I need to talk to you about Tuesday, he said. My wife and I took our grandson, 5 years old, to the Franklin Mint, and when we got there, he ran in the store, which is, of course, right by the entrance, and he asked us if we would get him a coin. Well, I was about to say, no, you have enough toys. And I always say that because he does have enough toys. So, I heard your voice in my head. It said, think about why you're saying no. Don't just say it. So, we bought him the coin. He put the coin in his pocket and he had me button it. He took the coin out. He showed it to everybody we came across in the Franklin Mint. Showed it to people on the train going home. We got home and my daughter, his mother, said to him, what was your favorite part of the trip, honey? And he took the coin out and he showed it to her and he says, Mommy, it was this coin that Grandma and Grandpa got me. And I thought to myself, with things so tough, how could I have chanced missing the sweetness of my grandson's pleasure at getting a coin by saying no just because I always used to say it? He said, I learned some lessons. I'm changing how I'm job hunting. I'm picking up some new skills and doing things a little differently, not just the way I always did them. I think I may have a job next week. So flexibility. How do you learn flexibility? If you always drive to work on the same route, take a different one. Here's a good one for you. Put your watch, if you wear it on your left hand, put it on your right hand. See how long it takes you to stop looking at that left hand for the time. If you put on both socks first in the morning and then both shoes, put on one sock and one shoe. You just may be really surprised at how hard that is to do. You have to think about it. Look at all the routines you have that are automatic, that you do just because you've always done them. Look at your responses in your relationships. I'm in a relationship that's relatively new. Let's call it 5 years old. I have been married for 40-something years. It's a great opportunity to take a look at some of the situations I have now that are similar to ones in my marriage that didn't work. You might say 40 years worked, or you might not. And I look at these situations and I think to myself, an opportunity to respond in a different way than I used to. And I work very hard at that, I actually do, because I've come to realize that some of what was wrong in the marriage wasn't just him, it was me as well, and some of my inflexibility. So I work very hard to be more flexible now. I have joined an online university, whole new idea. I have a master's degree, I'm an RN, I'm a licensed psychologist, I'm a parachaplain, I'm an ordained storyteller. Every day is a new opportunity to make changes and do things differently. One of the things I'm learning in some of the courses and trainings I'm taking at Life Mechanic University have to do with changing my mindset, my belief system actually, becoming more flexible in how I see the world around me and how I allow myself to interact within it. So think about it. Start and end your day with compliments. Take a look at something you've always been doing and change it. What's something you would like to do with more flexibility? And if you'd like to type it in, feel free to do that. I'd like to hear what some of you have to say. So that's Principles of Good-Hearted Living Part 2. Tomorrow will be Part 3. I'm looking for a set time to do these. I was out of the house all day and out of the office all day today. I'll try to make this a little earlier for us tomorrow. And the Principle of Good-Hearted Living for tomorrow is a doozy. It's one of the cornerstones of the Good-Hearted Living principles. It's one of the cornerstones of having a blessed life. And I'll tell you what it is tomorrow. That's it for tonight. Thanks for the stars. Thanks for listening. And have a blessed rest of your night. Take care of yourself. Bye-bye.